so we'll just start with this. This is the base plate, how you buy it. And you can put any other base that can be welded to this. Like for instance, this is now already welded onto it. Okay, but it could be any base. This was for a D5 Smart, but it could be an ET, it could be a Dace, whatever, it doesn't matter. Then it comes with this plate. Now in this case, it's a 50 post, so we're going to use those two holes to actually bolt it to this post. It's a 50 by 50 post. It'll go on like that. If this was supposed to be on this side and the gate was sliding this way, you can also just bolt on this side, and then the plate will fit this way. Or a gate that's closing that way. But in this case, the gate is closing to the left. You put some bolts in it. See now, this can be cut off as excess, yeah? If you was a 76 post, you'd use those two holes and these two holes and cut this a little bit off. And if it's a 100 post, you use those two holes and these two holes. Now also, with this system, yeah, let me just loosen it up first just to demonstrate. Obviously now this can be adjusted height-wise. It can also be adjusted in and out. Bit. So you can see it can move closer to the gate. It can also move further away from it, whichever way we want to do it. So we'll just put it there for now. Alright, this rack is designed in 510 mil sections, so they can just be carried in a bundle like that. They lock together with this little interlocking system here. So it forms a slot, and that slot is what gives you the adjustment up and down. The rack's also designed to preferably fit upside down, so it acts as an anti-lift for the gate. Then you've got these little end pieces. You need one of each. One is for the one end of the gate to complete the loop, and the other one is for the other end of the gate to complete the loop, so you don't waste pieces of rack. So we'll start on this side with this end piece. This. Right, first of all, these lugs are pre-welded onto the gate, these little lugs that we supply as well. You get retrofit ones that can be bolted on as well, but these are the weld-on ones. They can be welded facing down, but preferably facing up is better. Okay, so that will just fit into the slot like that. I'll look at the back maybe. So we can show people exactly how it looks. If you look at that, this is what gives us the adjustment of the rack up and down. So this is to sort of fit it in the middle of the slot for a start. So you've got some adjustment up and some adjustment down. You can see. So you can see now the next piece will join on like that. And there's your adjustment. So I put it on there. And again, we try and lift it up sort of to the middle for a start. So we've got an adjustment down and up. And just nip it lightly into that position. So once it's nipped into place, it does not move. If in installations where the track's bad or the gate's got a bow, washers can be fitted between the rack and these brackets to accommodate for movement that way, if it needs to be spaced out a bit. These little lugs can actually be joined to the rack into the middle of the slot prior to welding it on. Then the rack can be welded on in place, and after that it's adjustable. That is for what you got. This is the part we want. Now the motor can be installed. Use this adjustment up and down for major adjustment. There's also fine adjustment on the motor bolts. So these bolts can be adjusted up and down. The motor will lift up and down. That's standard on this motor. So with the motor itself, we also got a bit of adjustment. Loosen it up a bit just to show, but that's standard that everybody knows. Then we'll adjust this a little bit in and out, as you can see. So this can be moved also forward and backwards on the motor itself. But this system allows for this to be off the ground, out of the water, less chances of ant infestation, etc., into the motor. Nice and neat and clean. Cables should, this is the old style installation. With the new style, pipes can just come up on the side here. These little holes here can be used to cable tie your cables and everything neatly before it goes into the motor board. And now we can actually go and loosen this a little bit, the base plate itself. Put the motor on there. As you can see, we need to adjust the motor a little bit closer. We can do that. So we get it nicely in place. You can see. If people are concerned about people stealing it and unscrewing it, once adjustment is done, this can be tack welded out. Preferably in a place where it can be cut loose if adjustment needs to be made later down the line. We won't over tighten it right now. We'll just tighten it so it can stay in place. We can see if we can adjust the rack. If need be, you can always adjust a little bit up and down, or use the adjustment of the motor, the fine adjustment inside, up and down. So what we try and do normally is put the rack as close as possible to the pinion. Loosen both sides slightly. And then just make sure the rack's up at the right height that we want. And then just nip it up. We won't over tighten this here till the end. Make sure everything's adjusted properly and then we can nip it up. So now we'll move to the next part there. And we'll just make sure it's meshed all the way properly. Just nip it up. Over to the next part. As you can see at this point, see it's not meshed too lacquer. Just got to loosen it up a bit first. So you can see we can go down and we can go up till it's meshed with the rack. Go to the next place, and then we just carry on the same process all along. Just as you can adjust, so you can down. Just make sure we're in there. Up in the right place. And we tighten it up a bit. There's a little bit bent, so I'm just going to tweak them straight. These also for security purposes can be tack welded. Again, so we could cut it loose and adjust it if needed. See how it sort of wobbles there at this point. It means it's a little bit higher. That looks like the adjustable, that's not easy to tweak. It's smoother. Now if you didn't have adjustable, you would have to cut your weld and re-weld it. You see how it's warming the cake right there? Just adjust this side down a bit. And we can just double check this out to as nice and smooth. Engaging nicely, not too tight, not too loose, yet very easy to adjust up and down. As I said before, this can also be welded for security purposes. The rope is just in such a way that you can loosen it again. You can see, I don't know, this base plate is like part of the floor. It's absolutely, it's part of this structure. There's no movement. Alright, now we have to just plug in that beams out. Just check the teeth.